We failed you. As Black YouTube influencers, we failed you. Some people had every opportunity with these huge channels to point you in the right direction, and they didn't. They told you what you wanted to hear for their own personal gain. And some people told you what you needed to hear because they did it themselves and they didn't need what you have. The only thing I ask you to do for me, hit the like button and subscribe so we can get this message out there. People ask me, why do I make these videos exposing these big Black YouTube influencers? I don't owe them anything. I can spot a con a mile away. They make videos for their own personal gain, but try to disguise it as it's for you. It's not for you. It's for them. During the heyday of bailout money, I'm going to put up clips of what they were talking about and what I was talking about. The difference between a person who knows nothing about finance and a person who's read books and knows that these are cycles. This happens. This is what tends to happen, and this is what is going to happen. Do I know everything? No, I don't. Do I get surprised a lot? Absolutely. That's the beauty of life. But when you get surprised, you want to be prepared. A commenter said something in the comment section, and they're a subscriber, and it hit me in the stomach like a gut punch, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. They said more money came through the Black and brown community than ever before in the form of stimulus and bailout money, and we squandered it. We did not put it to use. These big channels that get these nice check marks from YouTube, they could have said, pay off your debt, pay off your credit cards, pay off your car, sell all that crap, drive a beater, get your kids into a better school system. That's how you change into generational wealth. But instead, they pumped crypto, meme stocks, better things for me, and, a bunch of stupid stuff. You don't believe me? Check out these clips. Stay to the very end of my closing video, and you tell me if this is not eerie that I did not call it what was going to happen in 2022. Have a wonderful weekend. This was the problem back in the heyday of these stupid cryptos. The reason why I make videos on these YouTube influencers and people always say, oh, you're dragging us down. You're dragging us down. No, I'm trying to show you what these idiots were talking about back when they had huge platforms already. Look, 108,000 views where they actually could have been talking to you about things that make sense. Stay tuned. I will show you in order what these idiots were talking about, and I will show you somebody who actually knows about real money and the world on what happens. Now, I'm going to slide it down so you see it's really Larry Jones talking, that this is his channel.
That Saitama could come, it literally, if it keeps breaking these floors of support, Saitama could come under 30 right there. And when I mean 30, quad 0, 3, 0, 0, 0.
Now, who's using Saitama, Larry Jones? That's the first idiot. Let's show the second idiot what they were talking about then. Now, I made Keenan Grace get better on his channel where he likes to go in depth and talk about more stuff, but he's still a scammer. He's still out there to get money. Now, all these YouTubers, they blew up pumping garbage to you when they actually could have spread great information to the Black community. You can't try to do it now to the Black and brown community. You already took all their money with hoodies and Discords, and you took all their money and they gambled it and they lost it. All right. So I'm going to slide this down so you can see what Keenan Grace is talking about. And you tell me if any of this means anything to what's currently going on in the world right now.
If you were on a downtrend and then it popped up a little bit, but it continued the trend, that would be retracement. But when does it become a reversal, right? So if you're on an uptrend and you dip down a little bit, a reversal would mean you're not coming back. You're going to straight up dip down. Instead of retracing, you reverse. Take a look at the Fibonacci retracement.
Now, all that talk means absolutely nothing because crypto took a dive and people lost everything. So, yep, on to the next moron. Once again, another Black YouTuber with a huge following was pumping information technology stocks to you at the worst possible time, because after January, tech stocks pretty much crashed in 2022. Do you see a theme? They were all pumping what you wanted to hear, and I tell you what you need to hear. Listen.
A plan. Now look at this. In terms of buying the dip, somebody who's patient could have said, you know what, it's 12:05. I kind of watched the first half of the market, what it did today. Now it's game time. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to buy this dip.
Do you see how they try to play that game, the first half of the market? See, this is not a football event where you take the coin toss at the beginning and then you receive at the other end. No, this is not a game. Now, you bought at the peak of tech stocks. Now, let me show you a video of somebody who was trying to pump knowledge to you and explain to you what was really going to happen. Now, while all those other YouTube influencers were pumping cryptos and penny stocks and what they should be buying, listen to what your boy was talking on November 22nd, 2021. I got 28 views and 5 likes. Now, just remember, your first interest rate hike did not come to March of 2022. And listen to what your boy was saying before the new year.
Here we go. A lot of people are complaining about inflation, okay? You're complaining about inflation. You get inflation when you get a lot of free money thrown at you from the government in a form of stimulus. Now, this happened back in the 70s, and the person who was the chairperson of the Fed was a guy named Paul Volcker. Now, he is what Jerome Powell is now. He was back in the 80s. Now, we are very sensitive people these days, okay? We hate seeing high interest rates. But believe it or not, you need interest rates to go up to help battle inflation. Do you know how you get rid of inflation? You crash the markets. The markets are going to crash eventually, okay? Now, that's how you get rid of inflation. In 2008, $7.1 trillion evaporated because the markets crashed. That's how you hone back in all that free money you gave out. That's how you crash the markets. What they want to do is keep kicking the can down the road, where we're going to keep interest rates low. All this bullshit of the supply chain issues, we created it. We shut down the country. All we did was shut down the world, create a bottleneck, and everything that's going on right now is just back-ordered stuff from the past 18 months. Okay? That's all it is. People got extra money they couldn't spend, and now they got time to spend the money now. Sorry for that little alarm. That's my camera that's recording. Now, at the end of the day, when you make that much inflation, you got to find a way to hone it in. Interest rates back in the 80s went up to almost 20%. Yes, you heard me correctly. 20% interest rates went up, but guess what? It stabled our economy. The reason why the stagflation and the inflation happened was because we came off the gold standard in 1971. Okay? That's why inflation happened, because they realized they can print so much money and we don't got to be on the gold standard. Now, eventually things will happen and they'll get that money back. Trust me, they always come back for the money. The best people that made out during this was the people that did nothing. They didn't buy a house. They didn't buy expensive cars. They didn't go out and run up a bunch of credit card debt. They stayed still.
Your boy was spitting gems and truths back then, and a few people listened. Now, first, I just want to say it disgusts me that I share the same name with this guy. My name is Larry and his name is Larry. And it's December 13th. This is a month later. Listen to what he was saying about crypto. Keenan Grace was talking the same crap. So was Christine. I'm not even going to put it up. Mommy Trader, I don't even care anymore. She doesn't even work. And she's telling people how to manage money and build wealth. I'm done with Mommy Trader forever. She can bite off my content all she wants. She's already exposed herself as a fraud, like a full fraud. Now you don't work and you're building money out of thin air. All right. So listen to what he says about crypto, right? Listen to what he says about crypto.
You're going to be looking at these numbers in all of crypto, and you will be saying, I wish I had bought. Because these dips, as low as they are, they're going to look like discounts compared to where crypto is looking to be in the future. So these are the type of days when you have to hold your nose and just hold, or hold your nose and even buy more. And I understand you only have a certain amount of dry powder, meaning fresh cash. And so we're going to talk about dollar cost averaging at the end of this video in a few minutes.
He's pumping crypto, and we all know what happened in 2022. Now let's take a look at somebody who actually understands money and puts the work in and can spot a fraud. Now I want you to listen to this video, and you tell me if I didn't call everything that pretty much happened in 2022 and what is happening now. It is eerie, very eerie, but you know what? I told you, I read books and I have knowledge that this happens all the time. It's a cycle. Listen.
Hello, VP Blockers. You got Larry here. Beautiful Monday morning. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have a comment, leave it in the comment section. I'll try my best to get back to you. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial guru. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a dumbass that made a lot of mistakes and don't want my blockers to go through it. So watch the whole video. Make it through the whole video to the end. Watch it on a long drive, on the toilet bowl, when you're home and no one's going to interrupt you. Watch it when you have time. Now, you clicked on the video because you wanted to see what you think my predictions are going to be for 2022. Now, these are just my opinions. My opinions are people are going to move more from speculative investments to more value investing. Meaning, you had a lot of IPOs that were launched in 2020 and 2021. You had Rivian and, I don't know many of them because I don't follow them, but you had the Dwok Fund, Rivian, just a bunch of shitty IPOs that were launched because there was a lot of free money. And I think these people who were launching these IPO and SPACs knew they were free money. That's why they launched them. But as you know, there's no real free money coming out anymore, no stimulus. So I think we're going to see less of those. People are still going to invest in growth stocks, Apple, Microsoft, stuff like that. But I think they're going to invest in that because they generally have a great product. They're not speculative. They know that they're the leaders in technology and all this stuff and growth. They pay dividends. I think people are going to move more towards value investing where there's dividends being paid for holding a great company. With that being said, I think that's when the rug will get pulled from Bitcoin. I think a lot of your cryptos are going to take a hit in 2022. You got the government that's really trying to get involved in crypto. Now, how is something, they like to use these words, blockchain, decentralized. No, it's no longer decentralized. Your government is involved in it already because someone like, for example, Gemini, Coinbase, Robinhood. I don't know if Gemini is on the New York Stock Exchange, but Coinbase and Robinhood, they're publicly traded companies. When you trade with them, crypto, they have to send a report to the IRS of each account holder that has these things. You'll get notified from Coinbase and Robinhood on your 1099 of what Bitcoin you may have, what Bitcoin you may sold. I don't know how much you have to claim after a certain amount, but the IRS is already involved. They're not going to let you make $2 million without getting their taste. So how is that decentralized? They're already in this. They're already involved. They're already in your pocket, just like everything else. So I think when people start to realize that, wait a minute, this isn't what it started out to be, and it just sits there, I'm not gaining anything on it, it's only worth what the next person is going to, pay for it. I think a lot of people are going to smarten up and they're going to move towards things that actually pay them, things that actually go up in value, things that pay dividends, things that appreciate. I don't think we're going to have a super big crash. I think we're going to have crash days, like
stock market goes down 600 points, and then it goes up 400 points, and then it goes down 400 points, and it goes up 600 points. I think it's going to be very volatile, where you're always going to have people that get spooked and sell, and you're always going to have people that have money on the sidelines that buy the dip. Do I think it's going to trend more downward for 2022? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to go flat and low. I think there's a lot of uncertainty right now. You got the debt ceiling crap still going on. You got the virus still around that people are spooked, and they think when they catch a cough or a sneeze or they just don't feel good that they got, the virus, when in reality we still have colds and flus and sinus, issues that are still around, but people think they have the virus and they freak out. I think you're going to have issues when it comes to the government tapering, because a lot of people aren't aware that the government is purchasing $120 billion worth of bonds every month, pumping it into the market. I think they're going to taper that. I think you have interest rates that are going to go up. I think 2022 is going to be a very big year, and we also find out who's going to be running for our next presidency. So there's a lot of stuff going on for 2022. So I think 2022, if you're a person that wants to do a New Year's resolution, make it obtainable. Don't make it, I want to lose 200 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. Make small goals, okay? First thing you should do is chip away at some of that debt. If you have debt, chip away at that credit card debt first. All that other debt, I'm telling you, chip away at the credit card debt. There's nothing out there that hits your pockets more than credit card debt. Credit card debt will take between 10 and 30% of your money. Okay? So if you make the minimum payment of $100 and you pay 30% interest, $30 just went to interest already, and 70 went to your principal. So in my opinion, I would start with the credit card debt before you start investing. Okay? For my long-term investors out there, my passive investors that are already doing the thing, good for you. I'm glad. Stay on that path. If there are some dividend stocks or any individual stocks you want to get in, look and make sure they have a huge market cap. Make sure they have a lot of cash on hand. They don't have a lot of debt. Okay? Companies that have been around a long time, that have paid a dividend a long time, your dividend aristocrats. If you want to know what those are, email me, and I can give you some examples of stocks that I'm invested in. Don't feel like you have to accomplish everything in a month. Everyone, their first day of January 1st, they feel like they have to accomplish everything. I see people in the gym doing 90 different workouts. And, they're up a bench pressing, and they're running, and they're doing it. You're gonna burn yourself out, and you won't make it to February. You'll last 2 or 3 weeks. Your body will be sore. You'll be beat up. You don't have a plan, and you're done. You're no longer gonna work out anymore. Go day by day. You still have 11 other months other than January. You still got February. You got March. You got April. Everything wasn't built in one day. You could take your time and do it, okay? Greatness wasn't made in 24 hours. So, hope this video helps. If you need any advice, I'll put my email in the description. Feel free to reach out. No regrets. Like, subscribe. A lot of you are not watching the whole video through, and you're not telling your friends about the video, and you're not recommending the video.
Just imagine if people would have listened to the Black Michael Burry back then. Have a wonderful weekend.